they might be implicated by the evidence of Minister Gordhan. The application has been served on the various parties. There's no opposition to the application, but there may be applications to cross-examine forthcoming nevertheless. Unfortunately, due to logistical issues, the hospitalization of the person making copies last night of the application, we only have a copy of the application for you, which is not indexed and paginated, and you haven't had an opportunity to read it. And so, subject to what any of the parties present may say, we ask that that application be deferred until tomorrow morning.
I think that would be in order unless there is any affected party that has an objection to that application being had tomorrow.
Yes. It may, I'm sorry, Chair, it may be apposite to mention that there is no opposition, but parties are present. They may wish to place themselves on record and tell you of their attitude.
Well, firstly, with regard to the application, if there is no opposition, then I would imagine that as far as it being had tomorrow, there should be no problem. But to the extent that there are counsel who would like to place themselves on record, let's deal with that now.
As you please, Chair.
Good morning, Chairperson.
Good morning, Mr. Mpofu.
Thank you. Yes, Chairperson, I'm here placing myself on record as representing one of the implicated persons in the application that Mr. Pretorius referred to, namely Mr. Thomas Moyane, who is listed as the seventh such person.
Mr. Thomas
Moyane, M-O-Y-A-N-E.
Okay, thank you.
I'm instructed by Mabuza attorneys.
Yes.
I would just like to indicate, Chair, that tomorrow morning I personally might not be here, but my junior will be here. But seeing that the application, the condonation application is not opposed by us,
yes,
it should make no difference.
Yes.
What we do want to place on record is that we would like to exercise our rights to apply for cross-examination subject to that
yes,
application. As
okay, no, thank you. In that regard, is there already an application that you have lodged or not yet for leave to cross-examine?
We haven't lodged DCJ. We've got an application that is incomplete. Unfortunately, our client is indisposed today, so I'm discussing with Mr. Pretorius that
yes,
we serve it within the 14 days, which would
yes,
be by Wednesday.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chairperson.
Good morning.
Morning. My name is Philip Mahlatsi.
Yes.
I hold my rooms at Piche Chambers in central Johannesburg.
Yes.
In these proceedings, I'll be led by I.M. Semenya SC, who's unfortunately not present today. We align ourselves with the position held by Mpofu. In fact, there was a confusion over the weekend as to whether or not our client, Mr. Sean Abrahams, was in fact served with the Rule 3.3. I have liaised with my colleagues, and they have given me, in fact, proof to the effect that that was done on the 7th, effectively meaning that the diets then would expire on Wednesday this week. Our position is that we want to participate to the extent, obviously, based on the evidence that will be led by Mr. Gordhan. And we also then reserve our right at a later stage to launch an application or to, in fact, come through to put our version to this commission. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. It looks like that's everybody that needed to place themselves on record. Yes, Mr. Pretorius.
It appears so. Thank you, Chair. The second housekeeping matter that must be dealt with, Chair, is the issue of the bundles. You have before you bundles which form part of the statement made by Minister Gordhan with annexures compiled by the legal team of Minister Gordhan. There are 6 of them. May they be marked M1A to F. They are probably already marked on the spine of your bundles.
The